Hello and welcome to the Liverpool Connection podcast. I'm your host, Daz. Steve is out on a conference call. He's the co-host. And today, I'm really glad we've got you on. It's something that I've wanted to talk about for quite some time. Is Mark McVeigh. He's the founder of the OWEN MCVEIGH Foundation. So, Mark, hiya.
Hiya, you all right?
Yeah, good. So I guess let's just get straight away. Tell us about the foundation, how it was founded.
Okay. I might as well start right from the start. If no one might know any different, so we'll start there. So Owen is mine and Joanne's son, who sadly passed away in December 2015 after a really short battle with leukemia. And when I mean short battle, I literally mean 3 days. We didn't know he was sick. We didn't know he had leukemia. We took him into hospital one day where Joanne works in Liverpool all day on a Friday, and he passed away on a Monday. It was really that quick.
Oh, wow.
So the stuff we do with the kids now, which I'll get into, it's not like we've lived the same life as these parents. It was something completely new to us, but it's something we've learned a lot about. So yeah, Owen himself, 11 years of age, vibrant, colourful young little boy who just absolutely adored Liverpool Football Club and everything it stood for. He used to travel home and away with me since he was the age of 5. Myself, I'd followed Liverpool. Well, my first game was in 1981. Against Swansea. We drew 2-2 at Anfield, and I was just blown away with the noise, the lights, frightened. I can remember that day, and then followed it on from there. But Owen was very much a model of me, and we went everywhere together. He like I say, got this battle with leukemia that he wasn't able to fight. It took him really quickly. And very, very soon after that, we started the OWEN MCVEIGH Foundation. In the beginning, we didn't really know what we wanted to do, but what we did do with the 3 days we were on the ward at oncology was we knew we wanted to help children. We just didn't know how to go about it. Nearly 5 years on now from that, we are a charity that supports children in the Merseyside area going through their own battles with cancers and leukemias, and we help create life memories for them, all in Owen's name. And the big thing to that really, and obviously why you've contacted me as Liverpool Football Club, has been pivotal right the way through Owen's life, and even now when he's not here anymore, it's still the beacon that shines for him and then shines for us, and helps us as a family and as a foundation. So initially, after Owen passed away, it wasn't even his funeral, and God knows what I was doing there. But we played Man United in December, at Anfield, and I went along. I've got a season ticket on a cop, and I just felt like I needed to speak to somebody. Someone. In regards to Owen, and I went down to the front and I spoke to the group that runs all the flags in the front of the cop, called the Spy and Cop 1906 group, who Owen used to follow on his Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that. I was too much of an old fart to be doing stuff like that, but it was stuff that he used to follow, and he used to wave a flag himself from our position in the centre of the cop, from one of the lads who used to hold it there. So I just felt on the time that I wanted to go and to speak to somebody and tell them I want to get something made that me and his mum would know was from Owen, and them lads do all that stuff, all with donations to create the flags on the cop, and I'm not sure people know that, because I didn't. So we went home and I spoke to my wife about it, and a sister was in at the time who's really good at art, and she's a florist, so she's got that little touch. So I told her of an idea that I wanted to do, and she drew it. And she drew a silhouette of a man and a boy, and it had an 11 on the back because that was Owen's age, and we didn't put a name because we kind of wanted it just to be a private thing. Mm-hmm. I sent it to Adam Cairns from the Spine Cup 1906. And it just so happened that they had a meeting that night. So all the relevant lads were in the group. And they sent an image back the next morning, which was coloured in, which had a 12 on it, and it had a McVeigh on the back. So they said they wanted to make it more personal. They wanted it to become the 12th man. And it would sort of, you know, be an image of people we'd lost on the cup. Not only was it just about Owen, it was about all the fans that had gone before and weren't there anymore. So we loved that idea, and we were happy for them to go ahead with that. And then I believe they sent the image to Emma Norbury, who makes most of the flags on the cup. Well, most that I know of. And Emma made that flag, which went up against Stoke at the end of January, the end of February, sorry, in a semi-final of the League Cup. And that was the first time it went up, and it's been up every single game since then, 5 years.
Yeah, it's got to make you proud, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's a really proud moment all the time. We see it. It's lovely that the work we do now, we even have children who are going through some tough times at the moment. We get donated tickets in the Cop, and they'll go in with the dad, and them two will hold it with the lads who look after it. Little Sam, he's a little gem, and they'll look after it with them for the day. And so it means an awful lot. It means an awful lot to a lot of people. Obviously to me and Joanne personally, but for the wider fan base, it means an awful lot. Even if they don't know what it means a lot to them. Mm-hmm. And we're okay with that. We're cool with that, because, you know, it kind of is what Liverpool Football Club is about. It's just that, you know, that real emotional feel that's passed down through generation to generation of Liverpool fans who, you know what it means to be that fan.
Yeah, it's like a big family to me.
Yeah.
You know, when you say you'll never walk alone, it really means it. You know. Yeah. So how did the T-shirt come about as well? You know, obviously they sell it, and all the proceeds go to your charity, which is absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Well, initially, Liverpool contacted us right after there was a lot of noise around the flag, and I know they give a minute's applause on the night of the game, and it was televised and that. Me and Joanne had actually gone away. We were on a cruise ship in the Caribbean, because we knew we just needed to go away. We needed to get lost for a bit. So I remember Liverpool calling us, and we were in Bonaire, which I'd never even heard of at the time. And someone from the club just rang us and said, will you come on Wednesday? We'd like you to go pitch side and see the flag. We obviously weren't there. I said to them, it's something I would like to do, but we're not here. And when we got home, they arranged, and me and Joanne, you know, we explained minimal fuss. We didn't really want other people to be watching us while we did that and stuff, but it was something that we wanted to see. So we just come out of our seats in the Cop, walked around the outside of the ground, and we stood on the dugout and just watched it against Augsburg. And it was a real emotional moment, but just that me and my wife shared. Club done it really respectfully. No one knew. And someone from the club just spoke to us and said, one of the owners would like to meet you and speak to you. And that's where the T-shirt idea and running out originally came from. We met, and I just said really flippantly in the conversation, I'd love to see it one day with the players running out. And 6 months later, it was happening.
Yeah, it's got to be I mean, obviously, you know, a horrible situation is turned into, you know, something joyous where you know, you can be proud, and everyone else, you know, that sees that, you know, whether, you know, they've lost someone or they have lost someone, they can, you know, live through that. You know, I've lost a nephew as well, not to leukemia, but, you know, when he was 16, and it is something that, you know, he's a lifelong Liverpool fan as well. So that's why I wanted you on as well, just because, you know, it resonates with me. Yeah. And I can see how, like, proud you are of, like, having that, you know, a T-shirt, a flag, you know, because like you said, on all the home games, you see it.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know, like it's just got a, you know, that memory, because your kid will always be at Anfield, always.
Yeah, and again, that wasn't a thought at the start. It was just I wanted it there one time, and you know, fast forward 5 years, it's become the emblem of, you know, the Owen McVeigh Foundation. What else could be, you know? And it's driven the foundation forward with that album, because people, what's that about? I've seen that at the match, but I don't really know what it is. And you know, educating people and telling people what we do, and it's been nice that it's been drip fed, because, you know, me and Joanne never come up for air when we lost them. We literally went, right, we're doing this. So I don't think we were ready then for everything to come at us. And I think Liverpool, behind the scenes, managed everything in a way that was good for me and Joanne. And always had us at first thought. And from there, with the stuff we done with Liverpool, because the fan base is absolutely enormous. And it can come at you really fast with, you know, we had people from America, all the different states, wanting to do fundraisers in New York and in Boston, and then, you know, Iron Napa, you know, Hong Kong. The list was endless, and it was lovely, but it was 100 miles an hour, and we just never came out for breath. A lot of children benefit from that, and that was the main thing. It was the main point, but it gave us a platform and a foundation of a foundation to be able to go forward and do the things like we're doing now. And our work with the club, it's just got more and more, you know, you know, every kind of day of our lives, it's Liverpool Football Club still got a really big part of our lives, which makes us proud because of what it would mean to Owen. And you're right, you know, you see the flag and it means the world to us. Some people who lose children are not in that fortunate position where their child's remembered every day. We are. We understand that. But we're like the flag bearers for the ones who can't. And we always try to make sure that we keep everybody included. So, you know, the children that we obviously lose along the way, we try to keep them very much involved in everything that we do.
So what is it that you actually, you know, do for the kids in the foundation?
Yeah, I love it when people say this. I'll try to give you an ideas from Liverpool point of view, because that's what you are, Liverpool supporters, and I'll give you an idea from the Owen McVeigh Foundation as well. Along. So from the Owen McVeigh Foundation, so let's say we go back to right to the start. The first thing we ever did was with a young girl called Lucy, who's now, I want to say 17. She's 17 now. She's working. She's doing really well. But at the time we met her, she really, really wasn't a well girl. She had leukemia. She'd gone through a lot already. I think she was already through 2 years of a treatment. And it, as circumstances just happened, she was the first child. I didn't know this, but my previous job was we had to fit a bedroom company, and I fitted Lucy's bedroom when she was 1. I didn't know this till way into the working with them. But she wanted to go to see Little Mix, so we arranged some VIP tickets. She went in a box at the Echo Arena, just there, and her mum, and got to spend some time together. We put them up for the hotel in Liverpool attached, because again, she wasn't well, so we had to keep everything really close. So it was all a learning curve for us. Now, a lot of the things we do are all individually based like that. Now, Lucy went on, again, it wasn't just one experience. We found out more about it, and she loved animals. So we organised for her to go to Crufts for the day up in Birmingham. And again, they stayed over with the family, and she had a VIP behind the scenes experience. And again, this was all from a basis of not knowing anything about how these things work. We just wanted to help. During that stage, there would be children that, you know, a little girl who wanted to ride a racehorse, but that's impossible because you've got to be a jockey and you've got to have a license. But we managed to, ironically, it was Michael Owen Stables over on the Wirral. So she got to meet 100 racehorses that day. That was what we did. And she was grooming the horses, you know, where they were bathed. learning about how, out on the gallops in the morning, we were there first thing, speaking to jockeys, speaking to the staff. It was a lovely day. I went to that one myself, and to see, from start to finish, the kind of things we could do as a foundation and make things special. So they would like the individual things, but as things progressed, we were starting to help a lot of children. It might have been, 50 we needed to attend to now. So we started doing more group things. Like we'd work with the local zoos and we took 100 kids to there. So we could put on a couple of coaches. And again, behind the scenes experiences, when we look after them with the food, all the costs, so the families don't have to find anything. They just enjoy it, but they enjoyed it together as big groups. And it kind of went on from there. Obviously with lockdown, that's been quite difficult. Because the things we do are all cinema-led or concert-led or football-led. But we again, I'll touch on what we've been doing with Liverpool, and in particular Virgil van Dijk, for the last 3 months. But then the Liverpool stuff and what they do would be more like mascot packages for the children, meet and greets up at Melwood, private boxes for the children on a regular basis at games, donate tickets all around the stand. When we make the Christmas movie every year, our children are involved in that, behind the scenes and meeting the players. So it's really in depth with Liverpool in regards to how they help us. When the teams come in, every game under the tunnel, they meet the away team and the Liverpool team and high-five them in again privately underneath. All these types of experiences we do at the Owen McVeigh Foundation, that makes me and Joanne massively proud that it's Liverpool Football Club and it's what Owen would love. And we're really proud of our club, just as fans, that we get to kind of see a hell of a lot of things that the normal fans don't see, and I wish that they did see all the time. But obviously some of these things do need to remain private, and the children that we're dealing with as well. So the club deal with it so professionally, and again, I've said this a million times, but the moral compass is just set to perfect with things like that. So I like to share it where we can and let people know about our club and what they do in our community and further afield, obviously. But they've massively looked after us as parents and us as a foundation in the right way all the time.
So I know you were surprised by the trophy lift, the light show, because that caught you off guard, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It did a bit. I've just been reading a thing that's come out in the local press today with it. We didn't know. We didn't have a clue. Because we're working with Liverpool on a regular basis, they just contacted me the week before and asked for some high definition images of the logo. I wouldn't find that unusual in any shape, way or form, because lots of different people speak to you from the club, from it might be LFC retail, it might be the foundation, it might be Red Neighbours, it could be from anywhere. So when they're asking you for stuff, you just provide it. I didn't even ask what it was for, but I think about it and think, well, why would I? I'm doing it every day. So give them a few options, and then on the Wednesday night, obviously the game, I spoke to my wife and just said to her, book the Thursday off, because never mind the lights, just the game itself and the emotions surrounding it. I think sometimes we just need to take a blow the day after. So we arranged to go to Liverpool Cathedral the morning after, because we kind of find a lot of solitude there, a lot of peace. So whenever we've got anything on like that, we go there. And that's not that easy at the moment with lockdowns. You have to book in the day before, etc. So we done that as normal, sat down to watch the game, enjoyed the game. And then afterwards, when the trophy presentation was about to happen, we seen the images flashed on the pitch, which, how do you deal with that? It's emotional to say the least. Yeah, it's about the Owen McVeigh Foundation, but the Owen McVeigh Foundation is Owen. So, it's hand in hand again. I'm glad it was just the two of us. And the family were all ringing us, like, saying, why didn't you tell us? And I was like, we didn't know. We genuinely didn't know. So I think it hit everyone quite hard because it was so raw, but it was lovely. I mean, it was the most perfect thing he could have done for us as a family and us as a foundation. And it told us a hell of a lot about what they think about us. And that was emotional in itself, So
Yeah, because I saw it and I was just like gobsmacked. Like, you know, for Liverpool Football Club to do that, you know, for your family, yeah, I watched it, you know, and yeah, I had tears in my eyes as well, you know. And like I said, you know, it brings you back to, you know,
Yeah,
part
your
of
own personal stuff. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So, what does the future hold for the foundation?
Oh, we're strong. You know, through lockdown, I thought things might get really difficult because not only are the kids in lockdown, they're shielding also. So it's been really difficult, but we came up with 3 ideas. We called it Trio of Treats, which was pizza night, which was the first one. And what we did, we worked with a local chef, Dave Critchley at Luban in Liverpool. It's a really, really nice place. And we explained, you know, what we were trying to do. So all intents and purposes, it looked like a pizza box, but we delivered them to each family. And when they opened it, it was the raw materials to make it. So we're thinking, well, they can sit together, they can make it as a family, because you were looking for things to do, to engage everybody. The safe at home, you know, the shield and the making this, the learning. So we also done is we put a Zoom meeting together, and we had 65 families all doing it at once. And we also included the oncology ward at 3B in Alderey. We didn't have them on the Zoom because obviously the children there are really ill, so we let them do it with the chefs in their own time. But to see 65 families on your screen, it was a bit emotional for me and Joe, because all right, yeah, we do all this work, but to see that, that was a bit of a wow moment. So we done that. Dave ran it brilliantly, and then Virgil said, "Can I jump on and say hello to the kids?" He'd been training, literally just got out of Anfield, was heading up to the hotel he was staying in Formby Hall, and jumped on and spoke to the kids, and not one of them said a peep. It was just silence, and they were listening to him. But when he was just about to finish, they all started singing a song, and you could see he was made up, he was beaming. But he just wished them all well from his family. And it's that special. It was that special thing again that we're trying to do with the Owen McVeigh Foundation. You know, when one of the world's greatest footballers turns up, the kids think they're talking to them individually. You know, and it was absolutely an unbelievable evening. You know, me and Joanne both got a buzz from it, and the feedback from it was lovely. So we carried that on the month after with movie night, similar type of situation. But we took movies out to the families in a bag with all popcorn and cookies and things you'd normally get at the movies. Because again, originally we were supposed to be all going to a cinema together and couldn't do it. So we took it home, and then we enabled like 4 different movies so they can swap them around each week with each other, and again, keeping into contact with each other. And we finished that off on the 22nd of this month with afternoon tea with Alice in Wonderland. And again, one of our ambassadors with Liverpool, Jamie Webster, he's a good friend, Jamie. He's going to help us out on the day, delivering them to the kids. Because we also, me and Joanne, got made patrons of Liverpool Disabled Supporters Association for the year. And I just thought it was a really poignant moment to get us involved with Liverpool again. And people like Jamie, who all them kids who are part of the LDSA know who he is. You know, they go to the boss nights. So we're gonna, Jamie's gonna help us out on that day, delivering and everything to the kids, and should be another lovely afternoon for them.
Yeah, Jamie just seems like he's one of those lads you could, you know, just sit down and have a chat with him. Like I can't wait for his new album.
Well, his new album comes out the day before, the 21st.
Oh wow!
And then he's with us on the 22nd. But you know, he is proper salt of the earth, proper lad, Jamie. I mean, in fact, used to live in our house facing there. The day I moved in, he moved out, so must have had a bit of an impact on him. And then we got to know each other really well. Travelled to away games with him, stood next to him many times. And from the foundation's point of view, he's been there from day one. When people didn't know who he was, he'd do all our charity nights. And people need to know and understand that with people like Jamie. He's proper lad, proper fella. gets it, understands, and the stuff he'll do with us, I'll just ring him up and say, can you help? Yeah, I'll be there, got to give back. He's just that type of lad, And we have people like that surrounding us, like him and Peter McDowell at LFC TV as well. Someone else who's been there from the word go and completely understands what me and Joanne are trying to do.
Yeah, he's an ambassador, right?
Jamie and Peter are ambassadors of the foundation.
That's brilliant. I mean, you couldn't ask for two better fellas,
No.
So, how many families are you helping at the moment?
Oh, well, the next thing, which is on the 22nd, there's 130 afternoon teas being ordered for children, and then 20 for adults, because some of the kids might be 18, 19, so we still have to cater for them, and they might have been, 16 when we've been helping them, relapsed at 18 and even going to Clatterbridge. We still support them through this, still our kids. 150, and then 20 boxes going to Alder A, which they're going to duplicate and copy for us. So it'll be 170 in total.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's an absolute shame that there's got to be that many that we've got to do, but the truth of the matter is that's where it's at.
Yeah, and this is all leukemia families.
Cancer.
Yeah.
Cancer in general.
Yeah, that's madness. Like you say, even though you do all this, it's a horrible disease. I've known it in my family. Lost my mum to ovarian cancer, and lost my nan as well. Yeah, so it sticks with you. But what you're doing, what your foundation are doing, absolutely amazing. My hat's off to you, because a lot of families, after they lose a child, they'll either just get on with their own life. What you and your missus have done, again, hats off to you.
I think what it was with us, Darren, which was just a little bit different, was Owen was our only child. We didn't have any other kids. He was our world, and we doted on him. And I know other families, and I work with other families and other charities that have lost children, and they have other children, and that's not easy to deal with. None of it's easy to deal with. But what we both had was an awful lot of time. When you get up in the morning and your wife, she drops them off at school, and she'd be picking them up at 3:30, dropping them off at football or swimming or whatever it was. We had an awful lot of time, and if we didn't engage in the right type of things, we would have been a mess. And so we both decided really early on that as life was too short for people to forget who he was, and we wanted to make sure that when people spoke his name, it was in positivity, and that was the only way we were going about things. So even though it's not something I wish I ever had to do, or Joanne, there isn't a better thing for us to do. So, like I said at the start, we understand other families, and they sort of live their children through the foundation as well. It's important we know that, and we try to engage in, some of the families we've worked with who've lost children. It's their mum and dad that they're the main volunteers at the foundation. We've got such a collective mix of people from all different walks of life, but all with that common goal, either have lost children or children that have been through cancer. And one of our biggest tools that we use really is we have a lodge up at the Lake District, and again, that's only been open now, back open for the last 2 weeks. But we've had 5 families there in 2 weeks. It's serene, it's perfect. It's on the lake. It's somewhere for them to just relax. The little boy's just left this morning, and another little boy goes in this afternoon. All got different stories, but all got troubles in life with regarding cancer. And again, it's through a lot of backing of Liverpool fans that we were able to get the lodge, and then a lot of backing through the LFC Foundation, who helped us renovate it all. It's all linked. It's all linked in the work that we do, and it's brilliant.
So where can people either donate or read a bit more about the foundation?
You can read a little bit more and donate on OWENMCVEIGH.co.uk, which is the website, and you can see some of the stuff we've been doing. It's updated in all our social medias through there as well. Obviously, normal platforms like Instagram, Twitter, and we have a Facebook page, which a lot of the families engage on that. I think there's like 12,500, but they're mainly people who all know each other in regards to the work that we're doing, and it's our way of getting the information out to them in bigger groups as well, you know. Obviously, our fundraisers all took a hit this year with regard, and you know, our big ones, we have like 180 people go up Snowdon every year. And again, it's mainly the families that we support. Our charity night, our abseil, it all obviously had to go. So there'll be stuff coming out next year, but like every charity, we just had to deal with that and learn to help them another way.
Mm-hmm. And lastly, I want to ask you like a personal question. What would you want Owen's legacy to be?
Like I said before, just that when me and Joanne are long gone, that when people speak Owen's name, it's with positivity. You know, no matter what we do with me and Joanne, we're not the type of people anymore that get this complete buzz out of life. We're not. And then on the other flip side, we don't let nothing hurt us like it has, because we've been hurt as hard as it can be.
Mm-hmm.
But in Owen's name, everything that we do is with positivity. And an awful lot of kids are getting helped. And while we continue to do that, I can't think of a more perfect legacy than that.
That's beautiful. Like, that's a lovely sentiment. Like, making me like tear up.
I think what it is, Daz, is that, and people I've spoken to, I think everybody kind of reverts back to their own life. You know, and I'm Owen's dad, yeah, but you know, I sailed through life for 11 years with him, with my wife, and we've done some wonderful things. And I didn't know what cancer was, and I'd ran the other way if someone would come talk to me about the death of a child. Our life was perfect. We travelled the world. We both worked hard. I kind of know what it's like on the other side now, and it isn't easy. And I know these families are going through an awful lot. And if we can just give up some of our time, me and Joanna's parents, to help, we do. I'm proud of what I do, but my wife is one unbelievable human being. You know, she is. She's a star. She's at Alder A today. She's worked there since she was 18, and she has to go back to the place where we lost Owen, and that's bravery beyond anything I could ever imagine. But she knows the importance of a job, and she knows the importance of helping children. So that's what she does.
Hats off to her. Alder Hay is just an amazing hospital. You know, I've had a few mates with their kids. You know, had to take them there, and they just treat them like kings and queens.
Yeah. And even that organisation has helped us so much along the way. Alder Hay Charity, so well respected in the city and surroundings, and took us under their wing very early doors, and seen that the sentiment that we were working with was the right type of sentiment, and they wanted to help. And it's lovely now that we're able to go to them and say, do you want to nominate so many children? It's a two-way thing now. It's really nice.
And same with the, you know, doctors and nurses as well. You know, they don't get applauded as they should, you know, which is a sad case. You know, I even thought, you know, during the pandemic, you know, people come outside and clap for the NHS. You know, they don't get paid enough in my book, you know, and they don't get the plaudits, they don't get the pat on the back, you know, like they should. They're heroes.
Yeah, I only seen what they have to go through at a certain level for 3 days, and it changed my life forever. They're having to go home and deal with that every single day. So yeah, I've got not more but respect for the people that are working in that type of environment, and hats off to them. You're right.
Well, I really do appreciate you coming on, Mark, and I'm glad it just happened so quickly. Like, you know, I've known about the foundation since since about 2016. You know, but we only just started doing the podcast this past February. You know, and what I try and do is bring on. It all involves obviously Liverpool Football Club, but it's about bringing people's stories to the podcast. You know, whether it be an ex-player, you know, your foundation, or, you know, again, love to get Jamie on as well. Like, you know, just because I just want to have a chit chat with him. He just seems, you know, again, that it's just bringing that working class story to the podcast. So I really do appreciate you coming on.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for giving us the opportunity to let people know and maybe don't know about what we do.
Well, exactly. Well, you know, we're obviously US-based podcast, so I know there's a lot of new Liverpool fans now, especially having won the Prem, you know. So there's a lot of people that don't know about the foundation that need to know. I've always tried to instill in people, you've got to learn the history. You've got to learn, like, you know, about the community. It's not just about Liverpool Football Club. It's about the community and what goes on. You're
dead right. And organisations like Fan Support and Food Banks, Ian Byrne and Dave and Red Neighbours, An Hour for Others. These are all charities dotted around Anfield and the work that they do. And you're right. I was oblivious to it all as a Liverpool fan, just in my world, taking my son the game. When you come out of your own bubble and you appreciate what some families are going through, and then these people that deliver to these people, we've got some absolute diamond people, not only in our community, but at our club as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the same with us. I mean, you know, with the Austin-based official supporters group, what they do, you know, they do the food banks as well. They did a whole, like, charity for the Cox family.
Yeah.
Which, you know, like I said, Liverpool, it's a family.
Yeah.
You know, try and take care of each other as best we can. So, you know, but yeah, again, Mark, appreciate you coming on. What I'm going to do is put a link to your site, on our webpage, and get it out there for people to check it out and hopefully donate.
Appreciate all your time.
You're welcome. Cheers, Mark.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.